Well, what we've got is 68 acres of small croft originally. During World War II, the site itself was an original decoy site for Dyce Airport. Dyce Airport is not far from here as far as the crow flies. So I think that the intention was this was a barren bit of landscape. It was an open moss, it looked flat. So what they did was they effectively put a generator station, they ran runway lights, they even had artificial turning aircraft on the site. So I think that it did its job. It was bombed out 3 times. It was hit with quite a lot of incendiary devices. So when we took the farm over, there were 3 natural bomb craters, which for some reason had gravitated into being a habitat for amphibians. These are the remnants of the 3 bomb craters that would have been bombed during the war. They're probably about 10 to 12 feet deep, and they were really untouched for about 60 years or so, which would have been probably the original ponds on the entire land. We're not what you would call natural rewilders. It's not our background. We're engineers in background, and we pretty much plotted out a plan. Is that what minimal effort could we do in order to let let's say the natural water tables take over again? So I think that we took the premise that if we started on high ground and we worked out the elevations, we looked at the engineering point of view with that, and then we said, well, if we went ahead and we allowed it to collect in the upper area, what would naturally happen to the next level down? And we kind of steered it, we allowed it to migrate into the next level. And what we ended up with interlaced, interconnecting ponds throughout the entire land, pretty much from the north high point right till it discharges out of the farm. We effectively converted, I would say, about maybe 3/4 of the land back to rewilding. But the changes that we've seen is probably just an abundance of life, an explosion of life within the ponds themselves. We've seen a massive increase in amphibian activity. So when the first survey was done in 2023, I believe it was an 800% increase. When the survey was done recently, I think it was a 500% increase on that. So there's quite a substantial improvement as far as the amphibian is concerned. But obviously with amphibians comes everything else. Reed beds came back where we didn't see reed beds before. The nesting birds came back, butterflies, dragonflies. So quite an abundance of small invertebrate type insect-based changes is what we saw for a start. And then we start seeing the larger things coming on as well. We had a huge amount of help from Nature Scott. They understood the programme and the plan that we had by creating a natural waterscape that's so remote but that close to a major population centre, is that it's almost a safe haven. Going back to maybe only 4 years ago, from making a small impact and to making a major one in a few years has been, it's been quite rewarding, to be honest with you.